I was old, I was young, I was sitting in the sun. I was tired of the run, I was done. Life was great, life was hard, in a way an awful card. You can't win the losing hand. But the rain stopped falling and the line on the floor was crossed, and the pain I'd been feeling washed away to return another day. I was cold, I was bold, I had fragmented my soul into pieces contradicting themselves.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Hi. Here we are. This is Lunch Therapy. I realize there are people suffering out there in Texas with the drinking water situation and the freezing cold weather and the high electricity bills for power that was shut off. So sorry for those people enduring that on top of everything else. Shout out to some of our Texas people, the Williams family, Sue Pascal Sweeney's family. Today's show is going to be quite therapeutic. This is going to be a show where we're going to, maybe even headphones are in order. It's kind of a sound show with some great sound musicians, culminating in a dance break where I'm going to cover a song myself. Last week we had this really fun time with Colin Folk talking about the handpan instrument. Hi, Neil. Good to see you here. We were talking about the handpan instrument. If you haven't seen that episode, definitely give that show a watch because this guy was extraordinary. And, his music should be shared everywhere. I learned a hell of a lot about a relatively new instrument called the handpan. Some people call it a hang drum, but it's supposed to be called a handpan. That's what I learned. It looks a lot like a flying saucer, let's face it. And they say it was invented in Switzerland, but I'm kind of thinking it's some Area 51 stuff. They were playing it in Joshua Tree at the Integratron, which is a building that was built on the plans given to someone by Venusians from Venus. So, enough said. Got a quote here. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. That's from Rumi there. Thanks, Rumi, for giving us that quote. Thanks, Todd Lee, for giving us this wonderful background of elk from up there in the Moose Lodge in Washington State. You're back from your sojourn to the warm weather. So this instrument, the handpan, was invented at the turn of the century. Are we saying turn of the century? Is that something we're saying? Maybe somebody in the chat room can tell me if that's appropriate. Does it seem weird still? Is it too soon to say turn of the century? It has been 20 years, I guess. And this handpan musician, Colin, got me thinking. And he said, when you're a kid, you don't know what you're going to be when you grow up. It's not really clear because a lot of times the professions may not have been invented yet. And I think that's so true. When I was a kid growing up in Seattle, if I had said, when I grow up, I'm going to be a handpan maker, they probably would have gotten, me some counseling or something right away. Probably called my parents in. You know, when they ask the kids those questions, they expect them to say, you know, things that are around them. And that's what they usually say. It's things, professions that are around them, like fireman or doctor or garbage man. Growing up in Seattle in the 70s, you know, we all said serial killer. I mean, that's just, you know, those are the professions that were around us. It's logical. So Ben McKnight's here. Good to see you, Ben. The millennium. Is that what we say? The turn of the millennium or the millennium? I don't know. I like turn of the century, but maybe that's taken already. I don't know. So I'm always trying to keep the show fresh. This is the cold open of the show. We haven't even gotten into the show. I'm always trying to keep it fresh, bringing on interesting people, finding funny bits, trying new things. And I tell you, I often get stressed out. Yeah. And I get concerned because I don't feel like I'm in complete control of this ship. And the whole point of the show is about laughter and therapy and enjoying life and watching animals eat pumpkins. So getting all worried and stressed seems kind of counter to the message of the show. But it's also a gift because it challenges me to find new ways to minimize my own stress and worry. I wanted to say the thing about Ben McKnight's. Ben McKnight's has the Roadie podcast, and it's really funny. He and Billy, they host this thing. And the latest one, I invite you all to go there because it's on iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. Ben interviews his own mother, which is super cool, and she is super cool, and all of us should do that. We should probably interview our own mothers on a podcast. If I could get my mom on the show, you know, there's still time. I could still do it. I don't know if she'll do it, though, but maybe. So, yeah, so I get stressed and I get, you know, worried, and but it's kind of like weights, you know. You put on weights and you lift them, and it makes you stronger, faster. Hopefully you're funnier. Turns out I've been doing this show for almost a year. Yeah. And it's brought me a lot of joy, a lot of challenge, a lot of inspiration, and hopefully it hasn't given anybody brain damage out there. I don't think so. I mean, I'm not a licensed therapist. I don't even serve lunch on the show. Elizabeth Croydon is here. Thank God. Love the Star Wars shirt. Yeah, I'm going to be on one of these Star Wars shows someday. I hear they're making a lot of them. I am ready. I am ready to be in any of the Star Wars franchises. You know, I could play, I don't know, a Mandalorian perhaps. I'm just saying. Yeah, so I looked up the first show of Lunch Therapy to see, like, when did it start? And episode 0 was back on March 13th. Your mom on the show would be something else. That would be really good, wouldn't it? I was made for Star Wars. I'm built for it. I'm totally built for it. I'm ready. I'm ready. I've done all my research. So we're heading on the 1-year anniversary of Lunch Therapy, and I'm looking down the road. Sometimes, you know, these milestones come up and they make you kind of look down the road. Boney, could we get some, you know, that road background that we Boney, could we get that?
Oh yeah. Oh, Joel, give me a minute. Oh, woo! I'm virtual hang gliding, Joel. This thing is great. Oh, wow, woo! Look, watch out for that goose.
Oh, man. I should never have gotten him that virtual reality headset. I never see him anymore. He's just in that thing all the time. It's weird. Anyway, I got the road background here. And so I don't know how the show's going to evolve. It's a little secret for you. Hopefully when we move out of this COVID era into something better, I don't know what it's going to be like. So one of the lessons I learned last week, and it really wasn't the first time that I've learned this lesson, is sometimes you got to let go. And that's the name of the episode today is, how can I let go? Maybe you should take some fencing lessons from Mandy Patinkin before you start with the Star Wars. It's a good point. I have to call him up. Maybe you could get a hold of Mandy for me. But maybe Mark Andrews would be even better. So sometimes you have to let go of these things and be willing to lose your lunch, you know? I mean, not that I'm going to lose lunch therapy, but, you know, sometimes that's how I found this guy, Colin. We're on the road to nowhere. Come on and ride. That's right. Little Talking Heads there. Would love to sing that song right now. But I'm going to be singing a song at the end of the episode, so hang in there. So that's how I found Colin, is I just kind of let go. I didn't have a guest for Interview Friday, some people that, you know, I wanted to have on the show. It kind of fell through or whatever. And I actually found this guy, Colin, because I was looking into something that I found really interesting, which was these hand pan instruments. And then also the Integratron, which is that incredible building out there in Joshua Tree. And then both of them just kind of came together in a video where somebody was playing the hand pan in the middle of the Integratron. And I was like, wow, who are these people? And I got a hold of them, and that's how I found Colin. And that's how I also found Sylvain, who was the guy playing the hand pan. And he's going to be, I have a video of him. It's incredible, and it's in the show today. So Chuck Goldsmith is here, feeling the momentum building. It's building, isn't it? It's like building. I can feel it too. So sometimes you have to let go of your expectations to get the unexpected gift. You have to make space. And I'm really not that great at making space sometimes. I'm really good at filling space. I'm not a hoarder, but I must admit, I have a little bit of the horror vacui. Horror vacui, for those of you who may not know, is the fear or dislike of leaving empty space. So whenever I have time, I try and fill it with something. And sometimes that doesn't leave things open for random stuff to happen, like the casting director for, the next Star Wars thing, coming over and having a cup of tea. They're welcome, by the way. I have to wear masks. Okay, so on with the show today. It's a pretty traditional show this Monday, but we're going to look at some really fantastic things. And let's get into it. Lunch therapy. I'm going to get myself a modem. 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 I don't know. The intro may be too long at this point. I don't know, but I love it. I think, let's see, Ben says, I think Billy has that horror thing, but with talking. You can't have silence. I'm going to try and have a little bit of silence here because Drew Griffin has given us a gift here. He's allowed me to play a little bit of his healing vibrations on the show. And this is a sound bath. This is a sound bath. It's a visual sound bath as well. It just so happens Drew is somebody that is from Seattle, Washington as well. That's just random. But I said, hey, Drew, can I play some of this stuff on my show because I really want people to, feel the healing vibrations. And he said, hell yeah. Well, he didn't say hell yeah. Thanks, Nick. Nick loves the intro. I love the intro as well. Wow. Isn't this cool? Yeah, I can feel those vibrations too. That's what pulled you in. All right. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate that. All right, so now we're going to take 3 breaths because that's what we do. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. Yeah, we're going to explore some various forms of therapy along the way. Prepare us for another week in the Twilight Zone. Isn't this cool? I love this. Yeah, it is cool. So he does these online sound baths. You can go to his channel at any time. Healing Vibrations. Watch these things. Listen to them for free. They go on for a while too, which is cool. He also probably does this in person at better times, I guess. So we're going to take in one more breath here. Hold it. Let it go. So yeah, I'm always looking for therapeutic things. And it turns out that maybe I should have been listening for them, right? I think sound is one of the most therapeutic things we can subject ourselves to. I mean, we have 5 senses. One more breath. In through the nose, out through the toes. It's 5 of them, right? That we know of. Let them go. We can only really experience therapy through those senses, I guess. And, I mean, we can't touch each other that much these days. So massage is kind of out the window. We've explored a lot of visual therapy, watching, capybaras and all kinds of different animals on the show. We can read books. It's therapeutic. Then there's aromatherapy. But because of the COVID, there are less people who can smell, which probably has ruined the aromatherapy industry. Let's do one more breath. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. There's so much anosmia going on in the world. Anosmia is the loss of smell. And then there's also phantosmia, virtual reality therapy. It's a thing. It is a thing. I think Boney is having some of that right now. Greg Wordle is here. Great to see you here. Anyone hear a humming noise? I think so. And so phantosmia is the perception of odor when the odor is not present, which is something that happens to me. Yeah, smell things not even there. It's a real thing. It's also the name of a new horror movie that's coming out, Phantosmia, coming out this fall at a theater near you. Phantosmia. That's not a real thing. So I prefer the term nose haunting. It sounds more appropriate. A few weeks back, we had a show written by an AI, and the AI came up with the term nose haunting. Yeah, it's great to have Greg's back. Yeah, it's good to have you here. We had a fantastic show with your friend last Monday, Ariana. That was super fun. So anyway, now nose haunting is a thing. Sounds much better than phantosmia. It's not fun, I'll tell you. So audio therapy's become super important. So definitely smells. Yeah, there are smells haunting my nose. How's the level of the healing vibrations? Is that going pretty well? I never know really what the audio levels are, but this is, I don't know, super calming to me. Hopefully the sound of my voice is not ruining it. But this is, sometimes sounds can be terrifying, right? Sound of your parents fighting, sound of an explosion, or the sound of like a car crash, or the sound of Donald Trump singing I Will Survive, put together by Master Zikos on YouTube. Check it out. Donald Trump singing I Will Survive by Master Zikos. I can't play that right now because we're doing this. But it is pretty horrifying. Not horror vacui, but pretty horrifying. All these sounds can be horrible. And that's why I think it's good to listen to healthy sounds. And this sound bath is one of those things. Handpan is another. ASMR, of course, which now I know is audio sensory meridian response. We'll have some of that later on. Veronique, thanks. All right, it's great to see you here. Veronique is a champion for wolves. And I invite you to watch that episode where we talk about that, because it's super important that we take care of our wolves, because these animals that have been vilified, it's not a good thing. Not a good thing when we torture animals because we're afraid of them because of some fairy tale that we heard or some movie that we saw, like sharks. We kill so many sharks, 100 million a year. And they injure 5 of us. And we're afraid of them. So anyway, I want to get on with this because I've got some other sounds. And I thank you, Drew Griffin, for letting us play this on the show. I hope you all will go over there and subscribe. And I hope that you will subscribe to this channel, Joel Marshall's Lunch Therapy. So let's get on with this. I got a quick quiz for you today. Quiz. Here we go. So this is a quiz. Get out your pencils. No, this won't take any pencils. This is footage courtesy of Cole Chesnut. And this is of something in Seattle. And last week, when I had Ariana on, this was going to be one of my trivia questions, but I realized it was too much of a deep dive for that. So I've got it here today. This is a park in Washington State. I've never been there. I don't know how I never went there, but I don't know if any of you have been here, people in the chat room. It's a sculpture park, and this sculpture was made by this guy. His name is Doug. Can't think of his last name. I better come up with that because I don't know. But yeah, so last week what was happening was Ariana and I were going through trivia of like what we think of when we think of Seattle. And she grew up there after me, so I figured we'd have some different, there'd be a generation gap, I guess is what I figured. So I'd show her JP Patches and she'd show me something else. And maybe we wouldn't know all of them. Greg says, did you know the whole concept of an alpha wolf and pack dynamics was incorrectly studied, and the author who wrote the book Wolves, that Everteen refers to in pack dynamics, has been trying for the past 15 to 20 years to correct it? Wow, that's interesting. Veronique, today the wolf hunting started in Wisconsin. So true about the sharks. In the past, I needed to get adjusted by the chiropractor and was not able to get an appointment. I did a sound bath meditation. My back adjusted by itself. Very intense. Sound bath. Powerful. Sound is powerful, and vibration is powerful. One of the things they taught us when we were doing Shakespeare was that to try and make your body resonate more with sound, because live performance actually resonates in the body in a different way. And so you wanted to capitalize on that as much as possible to affect the audience with the sound of the play. So back to Ariana. Ariana and I were showing each other things to kind of bridge the generation gap. This might be Cole Chesnut down here. Not sure. It might be just a guy. But I think that she and I may have made the gap wider. Yeah. Because I was showing her things, like the bubbleator and things in Seattle that just only seemed to mean something to me. And she was showing me, mostly food. So it seems that since I left Seattle, all I've been doing since I left is eating. So, I'm going to show you this. You can hear this. You can hear this sculpture. And it's a place in Seattle. I don't know if anybody knows what it is. Sven, who spent much of his youth in Seattle. Quick wolf quiz question. What is the name of the wolf in Dances with Wolves? That's interesting. Total outdoor feeling here. All right, so I'm going to get to the answer to the trivia question here. Because this park is actually the name of this sculpture is the name of a famous band from Seattle. Anybody want to guess it? This is on the grounds of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration campus. This guy named Doug Hollis, I thought of his name now, he built it, and it makes a sound. And that sound, this is the hint. All right, I'll just tell you. The band Soundgarden is named after this sculpture. It's called Soundgarden. Thank you, Sven. Sven gets it. Sven wins. I think he wins a t-shirt. Greg Wordla, quick second. All right, moving along. Nirvana. Well, this is kind of a Nirvana show, meaning, it's sort of heavenly sound, and there's some more stuff coming up that's going to be super cool. Gniel, have you been to Soundgarden Park? I don't know. Second choice, yeah. All right, let's move on, because I've got more to show you. This was sent to us from Venezuela, and this is a bird. There's just several bird videos. This is Feliz Dia con Canto, which means happy day with song. Not that I speak Spanish at all. Probably butchered it. But this is just fun, these birds. I had to show this to you. Chris Cornell, yeah, that's sad. What a performer that guy was. These birds are great. I was first and named the wolves and danced with wolves, so you win. Yeah, I win. Did you name the wolf? What is the wolf? I missed. Oh, Socks? Socks is the name of the wolf. Hopefully Sven is still here to see that answer. Greg already has a shirt. I think Sven needs a shirt. Birds aren't real. Of course, we all know, yeah, birds are not real. Bird Crosby. So cool. These birds are great. But the sound of birds has to be good for you, right? Has to be. Aha! The wolf was named Two Socks, not just Socks. What do you think about that, Greg Wordla? All right, so next I've got another sound for you, and that is actually from Chuck Goldsmith. And here it is, Chuck. This is Chuck sent us this bamboo, the sound of bamboo. Here I am. Now I'm in front of the bamboo. This is not good. Let's move to another bamboo, one of Chuck's bamboos. This one. This one's good. I don't know. There. Thanks, Chuck, for this. It's great for the sound show. I love that. All right, so now is something. Thanks, Chuck, for this. This is super cool. Oh, not loud enough. Oh, let's do this. Let's listen to the bamboo. That's cool. Thanks, Chuck. All right, moving on. This is something that is just. Okay, I'm going to stop this for a second. Remember, on Friday, any of you that were here, I showed this guy playing the handpan in the Integratron, which is a building in Joshua Tree. And it turns out his name is Sylvain. Sylvain is how he says it. Sylvain Paslier. He also has a podcast on the handpan, and he was one of the guys playing in there. And he was playing one of Colin's handpans, which I believe this is probably one of his as well. But here he is I'm going to have to crank this one up. He's in a water tower playing the handpan. And he so graciously let me play this for you today. This is a headphones only kind of thing. If you listen to Sylvain's podcast, it's almost like ASMR in itself, in a good way. Great soundtrack for a movie. Yeah. Maybe for Mandalorian. This would be good on the Mandalorian. Good, Camel. It's like a movie in our mind. All right, so that's beautiful. So go to Sylvain's YouTube channel. His website is in the show notes. Great stuff. Movie about serial killers. The music is creepy. Greg gets creeped out by music a lot. There's that other thing that I play that is like this. To me, it's like this soothing prayer music, but to him, he's like, I'm scared. I think he's seen too many horror movies, maybe. Sylvain is here. Yes. So beautiful. In the house. Greg watches too many horror movies. That's a given. Beautiful. I want to see this movie. Well, we're seeing some kind of movie here. Elbow cough. Modesty. All right, so yeah, I invite you to go to Sylvain's website. Check out more of his beautiful music. Get some of it for your home. All right, we're moving on. Here's my subscriber update. Haven't done this in a while. And, we got to get the subscriber chain going. So 768 is how many subscribers we have on the Joel Marshall's Lunch Therapy YouTube channel. Hopefully we can get that number up so we can, I don't know, sell t-shirts or something. Bonjour, Sylvain. Throwing that stone in the pond ripples. Yeah, that's cool stuff. What's the deal with the fascists suing the hand panners? Yeah, that's a good question. So Joel, you are from Seattle, and you like this movie, and you aren't an engineer, so I'm definitely not an engineer. All right, here we go. My engineer let me down today. Old Boney. So here's some ASMR for us. I'm going to turn the music down so we can hear some of this. This is ASMR Soap, which is a fantastic channel. You should go there anytime that you're feeling kind of crazy. If you want to hear some, see some great colors. You meant music. Thanks, Greg. I'm definitely not a music engineer either. So here we are. This is ASMR Soap. This is just kind of get us warmed up. I invite you to go to ASMR Soap anytime that you're feeling kind of down or whatever and check this out. I don't know what it does, but it does something. The colors, everything makes me feel good. Just saying. I don't know why this is here, but I have to show you this. This is a NASA thing. It is a robot called Bumble. I got to turn their music off because I don't know, it might be copywritten. But yeah, Bumble is a robot that lives in space. This is, I'm kind of in the way. NASA is teaching Astro Bee robots. I love the astronauts because they are the coolest people in the world. Well, they're not even in the world. What am I talking about? They're the coolest people outside of the world. Look at her dancing around. Very excited about this floating robot. This is indicative of something that I want to talk about later on the show. Bumble is an unfortunate name. Okay, so anyway, so there's a robot in space, but we're going to talk about a different kind of robot later on. I don't know if I'll get to it, because right now, I got to tell you about the binturong. This is a binturong. Binturongs are the grape nuts of the animal kingdom. Last week we talked about grape nuts on the show and how they are neither grapes nor nuts. And the binturong is similar because they are also called bearcats. And they are neither bear nor cat, turns out. There's even a mascot for a college. There's the Bearcat. Dating app for... Wait, Bumble is an unfortunate name. Oh, given that it's a dating app for quick sex. Poor binturong. Binturongs are, of course, endangered, as all great animals are. Bearcat, yeah. He needs sunglasses. Such a big University of Cincinnati. Thank you, Greg. Greg is so good. So good to have around, I tell you. I'm so glad you're back, because you're gone for a little while. You missed the whole Ariana thing. Oh my God, now he's going to eat one of those things. I don't know what's happening here. This is gross. There were just some wormy things. Okay, I want to tell you more about these bearcats. They are related. They're not related to cats. They're not related to bears. But they are related to civets and genets, which I have never heard of before. I don't know what civets and genets are. But apparently, they're related to those. Let's just see. I've got a couple more bearcat things that I want to show you. So let me just tell you a little facts, some facts, because we're into facts in this show. And we don't mess around. I don't know what a group of bearcats is called. They're very solitary animals, so they don't really have that group of bearcats name. Their hair, as you can see, is like a salt and pepper color. So they kind of look like they're old when they're not. And they lumber around like Archie Bunker or something. They hang out in trees. I don't know what you call that. Look like things we met in Costa Rica. These are actually from southern Asia, but they're hairier, yeah. A civet is a small, lean, mostly nocturnal mammal native to tropical Asia and Africa, especially the tropical forests. So the difference with these is, well, it has a prehensile tail, a really long one, like the size of like an anteater's tail, almost as big as the body. But they're also carnivores, but they don't eat a lot of meat. They mainly eat fruit. They're kind of like me during COVID. They eat whatever's around, and they eat a lot of it. They can't jump from limb to limb. They have to go down on the ground and then walk across, because they're just not as agile as the other animals with prehensile tails. And they can weigh like 45 pounds. So they're big, heavy things, and they have super sharp claws. All right, so hold on. This is the next thing that I wanted to tell you about. And this is the last thing that we're going to talk about on the show before we get to the dance break. But I have to tell you this. The binturong. I got to go back. Got to go back to the binturong. The binturong, this is the interesting thing. They have scent glands that are down near their genitals, and they like to rub the scent glands on all kinds of things. In fact, when they get in a fight with somebody, with another binturong or some other animal, they like to crap on each other. They're weird that way. But the weird thing about it is their scent glands smell like popcorn. Yeah, they smell like buttered popcorn. Known fact. Seems nuts. And in fact, sometimes people are walking in the jungle, and all of a sudden it smells like the break room at your work, and they're like, "What? There must be a binturong around." Must be, because nothing else smells like buttered popcorn. So it's the same chemical reaction that like browns meat when you cook, or popcorn when you cook it. So anyway, that's good. Good stuff. All right, I'm going to have to get to the dance break because we're going to have to end this show. I cannot get into this. This looks like a grape. We'll just leave this for another day. Looks a lot like a grape. We love having animals eat grapes. There's a beautiful, beautiful video on the John Oliver show this week where he showed a bat eating a grape. And if I could afford it, I would love to show that on my show, but there's just no way. I'm sure that costs, $10,000 or something. I don't know. But I don't have it. Not yet. Hey, did you have popcorn? No. Had a Bearcat rub its genitalia on me. It's like a joke. Guy's like, hey, did you just have some popcorn? No, I had a Bearcat rub its genitalia on me. Oh, I see. That clears a lot up. So this is for next time. Now, we're going to move on to the dance break. So this has been a show about sound. Hopefully now I won't ruin your ears because I am going to do the dance break myself. Taking that on. And here we go. Dance break time, lunch therapy. I hope you all enjoyed the show. This is a beautiful, beautiful background by Quilliam to calm us all down. And I'm going to perform for you a little song from another Seattle band. And let's get into this. Thanks, everybody, for being here. And thank you, Sylvain, for showing up and also for letting us play your beautiful music. Thank you, Healing Vibrations. Thank you, Chuck Goldsmith and Guignel and Todd Lee and everybody that sent me stuff to put on the show. Please continue to send me cool videos of birds or whatever. Video your dogs or your cats. Ben Gervich sent us a fantastic video of moose. This is a gorgeous background from Guignel, too. I feel good when I see it. Maybe we'll have some music. All right, so this is me. I'm going to get the guitar. I'm going to play a song for you. Dance them if you got them. I don't know if it's a real dance song, but I will see you on Wednesday for more lunch therapy. Here we go, dance break.
Sins never gonna let me win on. Under everything, just another human being on. I don't wanna hurt, there's so much in this world that made me bleed. Stay with me, let's just breathe. Did I say that I need you? Did I say that I want you? Oh, if I didn't, I'm a fool, you see. No one knows this more than me. I come clean. I wonder every day as I look on your face on. Everything you gave and nothing you did take on. say that I need you? Did I say that I want you? Oh, if I didn't, I'm a fool, you see. No one knows this more than me. As I come clean, I breathe.
Thanks for joining us.